know something?
What?
You're beautiful.
You make me feel beautiful.
Being with you is beautiful. I don't know how else to say it.
I feel like I'm dreaming, and I want to keep on dreaming.
You can. It doesn't have to be over yet.
Don't say any more than you have to.
Hello?
It's me.
Meison, I've been so worried.
I'm all right.
Have you heard about the trouble I'm in? Did Julie tell you?
Yeah.
Well, why aren't you here? They're going to try to take my baby away. I could go to jail. Did you hear me?
It's impossible for me to come, Victoria. I would if I could, you know that.
Meison, I need you.
And I need you to understand. I'll be back when I can, I promise. Let Julia help you, or my family.
Your family's against me.
I'm sorry, Victoria. I wish there was something I could do. I only wish that I were there to help you. Why did you do that?
That's gonna be your last phone call in a long, long time.
What's all this?
I brought these over from the office. I wanted to show you how we were going to storyboard the ad campaign. And we're planning on using Jake Morton as principal model. I just want you to tell me what you think of the idea.
Looks fine to me. Advertising's your department, not mine.
Well, it's your company, Daddy. I thought you might want to know what's going on in it.
Not necessarily, darling. As long as the stock keeps giving off a dividend, that's all the involvement I need.
Okay. Whatever you say.
What else is there?
What makes you think there's something else?
Well, there is, isn't there?
Well, yes, if you put it that way. There's Jeffrey.
What about him?
I've been doing a lot of thinking, Daddy. And I think I know the real reason you don't want me to marry him.
Shall I tell you something?
Sure.
It's never been this way before, for me.
Honest?
Honest.
Well, how is it different?
You fishing for compliments?
No, I mean, I really want to know. I don't mind if it's complimentary.
Well, it is. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. Your touch is just very special.
In what way?
Like I said, it's hard to describe.
Well, try.
It's as if you talk to me with your body. And you're telling me that you love me. And I'm the only woman in the world for you.
I'm telling you the truth. Because you are.
No one's ever made me feel that way before.
They were crazy. You know, you've done a lot for me, too. You've let me open up and express myself, feelings that I have. It's always been very tough for me.
I'm glad.
You've been so involved with everything that's important to me. You helped me study for my exam and encouraged me to go on. You were there for me when my father died. It's as if you care about every part of my life.
I do.
You make me feel like a whole person, Haley. No one's ever done that.
Well, I guess we're made for each other, huh?
There are two ways about it.
Sounds like this is the beginning of a perfect friendship.
Sounds like more than that.
I'm in the shower! What happens every time I get in the shower? Look, if you're selling something, I don't want it. If it's important, you can come back later.
No, it's me, Mama.
Brendon. Hi, Mama. Hi, baby. What are you doing home? You're supposed to be in camp.
I ran away.
I don't know how you can be as cruel and uncaring as you are and still live.
Well,
Hasn't anyone taken a contract out on you yet?
Don't come down on me, darling. I mean, you just said it yourself. It was Victoria's idea to represent herself.
No, and a badly thought out idea at that.
Well, it's a free country, even for the ill-advised. So don't start coming to me because your client fired you and asked for help. I mean, you're out, so butt out.
Keith, you and I both know Victoria doesn't have the knowledge or the experience to defend herself in a preliminary hearing.
Well, fill her in. Maybe she's a quick study.
All I'm asking you to do is just postpone the hearing until she finds herself another attorney. The judge will grant it.
You don't even know she wants anybody else.
I'll talk to her. I'll make her listen to reason.
You haven't done this before?
I'll talk to her again. Will you just give me a little room to breathe?
Okay, let's see. It's 4:15 and the hearing starts at 4:45. You got a half an hour. Go find a real bright attorney, but nobody from Philadelphia. I don't think he'll make it in time. And you know, while we're at it, I think maybe you should take a couple days, go to Solvang, you know? I think you could use a rest.
The real reason that you won't accept my engagement to Jeffrey isn't because he was involved in a business that was designed to ruin your daddy.
Though I think you would have to admit that would be reason enough.
But it isn't. And it also doesn't have to do with the fact that I disappeared into the desert with him to look for Meyson. And I don't even think it has to do with the fact he was accused of murder to his ex-wife.
I tell you what, darling, why don't you not tell me what it isn't and tell me what it is?
I don't think you can get past the fact that Jeffrey is Pamela's son.
You really think that worries me? Well, I'm afraid I have no control about how many litters she had after she left me.
And that's exactly the kind of remark that proves you're not over her, Daddy. You still dislike her. And anger is a very strong bond.
You haven't proved your point.
Yes, I have. Jeffrey reminds you of her. And that aggravates the pain and anger you already
I
feel.
deny any pain and any anger. I needn't see any reason to go on and on about this. You are mistaken.
Just like that.
Just like that. Now, you've told me why you think I don't approve of your engagement. Well, you're mistaken, so why don't we just drop the subject, hmm?
Not until you tell me what it is.
The reason I object to your engagement is simply, I don't trust Jeffrey. And, darling, I am not about to lose you to someone I can't trust. Because I love you too damn much.
And that's your final word?
If you will let it be.
You think I'm just going to throw my hands up, Daddy? You think I'm just going to say, Daddy doesn't approve? It's been nice knowing you, Jeffrey.
What I would like to think is that my opinion carries some weight and you will not marry a man without my consent.
You know, if either Eden or I had had to wait for your consent about our loved ones, we'd be sitting right here doing our needlepoint until the day we died.
I don't think that's very funny, and I don't think it's very fair, because right from the beginning, you knew of my disapproval of that man, yet you insisted on getting involved with him. Now, what did you really expect from me?
I guess I hoped that when I came to you and said that I love him, you would defer to my judgment for a change and let me decide what makes me happy. You don't know what it does to me, Daddy. I've got to go create a life and raise a family without you. And you don't leave me any choice. Hi, I'm back.
Yes, I can tell that. Where have you been?
I was at the house. I wanted Daddy to see how the storyboard was coming along.
Oh?
What does that mean?
Oh? Well, I guess it means since when do you need Cece's approval on getting an advertising campaign off the ground?
I didn't need his approval. I wanted his opinion.
Oh, that's very touching and filial. I can also see that it upset you just for asking for it.
No, it didn't, Jeffrey.
Well, then why are you so upset?
I'm not upset. Well, you said if I were upset, it would be because of you, because you always keep at me about these things.
All right, yeah, let's try another tack here. I have the feeling that either your father hated the whole idea of the ad campaign, or that the ad campaign wasn't the only thing that you and your father talked about. And now, my guess is that you got into other more personal areas, and as a result, at this moment, you aren't the happiest you've ever been. And not upset, mind you, just disturbed. Hmm?
All right. I talked to him about you and me.
Aha.
Please don't say aha. It sounds like the O.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to watch out for that in the future. So anyway, what was his reaction?
Well, it wasn't what you'd call receptive.
I'll bet it wasn't.
He's just being unreasonable, that's all. And he gets this way off and on. I know him. The trouble is, this time I don't think he's going to change his mind. That's why I'm upset.
So what? We start out with a cloud over our heads. Is that it? Or do we start out at all?
What? What do you mean?
I mean, do we postpone things until your father comes around?
Jeffrey, I just told you, I don't think he'll ever come around.
And how does that affect us?
It doesn't. I mean, if he doesn't want to participate in the wedding, in my life, that's his problem, it's not mine. That's fine. We go on and do it as we planned. I couldn't care less.
Hey, aren't you being a little blasé about all this?
Well, you know, I'm sorry. He has pushed me to the point of indifference. I'm sick and tired of dealing with him. That's it. I'm not giving it another thought.
Kelly, trying to cut your father out of your life is only going to make you miserable, huh? Now, you'll be thinking about him day and night, so let's just see if we can't find a more reasonable solution to this, all right?
Wait. This is a business office, all right? Let's get some business done. We don't have time to stand around and talk about my father and his stubbornness.
You're not quite as blasé as I thought. I take that back.
If you want to mope about it, that's fine. You go ahead. We've got calls to make. We've got a campaign to do here.
Hey, relax. I've already taken care of it.
You have? What did you do?
Well, I did what every smart hunter would do. To catch his quarry, I called. Left a message for him to call us here. In fact, to meet us here at 5.
You're wonderful. And I would love to go on a safari with you.
Oh, yes. I can promise you that.
Jake, someone called you while you were in the bathtub.
Yeah, well, figured. Nobody called me unless I'm in the bathtub or out of the house. Who was it, anyway?
Jeffrey Conrad. He wants you to go see he and Kelly at the Evertan Center.
Me? What about?
They want you to be their model. Their model for the new men's cologne, the whole campaign and everything, and he says not to argue. He was not going to accept no for an answer.
Model? I mean, that's crazy. I'm not a model.
He's the handsomest man I've ever seen. Especially for a product called Beast.
That's what it's called?
Isn't it exciting?
Not to me. I mean, posing in front of a camera. Come on, I'd be so uncomfortable I wouldn't be able to see straight.
Well, how do you know until you try?
Look, I've had my picture taken before. I mean, my mom used to take pictures of us all the time. I don't like being photographed.
Jake, those are snapshots. This is with a professional photographer where you're wearing nice clothes, nice scenery, gorgeous women. I don't like that idea.
Yeah, you see?
I'm just kidding. Listen, do you even realize how much it will pay?
No. But probably not as much as you think.
No, Jeffrey told me. Jake, they want to give you $1,000 for a day's work. I know, it's not amazing. I mean, then they'll negotiate, and if you like them and they like you.
Yeah, well, I won't.
$1,000. Jake, you said that you wanted to pay for your father's funeral as quickly as you could, and you could do that. This would enable you to do that. You wouldn't have to work at Johnny's and bust your tail for tips.
$1,000 for just one day? You sure?
Absolutely. Come on, what could it hurt just to go down there and talk to them and find out what it was like? This is what they said will happen. You will get test shots, and then they'll pay you, and if you don't like it, you never have to go back, and I'll be there for moral support.
You mean to see if there are any gorgeous women around, right?
Oh, you know me too well. Come on. I would be very proud to see your name and your face up on all those billboards and magazines.
Would you?
Hey, I am proud of you already. Don't you want to be a celebrity?
I never much wanted that. But if it'll make you happy, I'll go down there and talk to him, but I'm not making any promises, okay?
You don't have to. Come on, get your rest. Fame and fortune's waiting.
Miss Wainwright, if your client wishes to represent herself, she's perfectly within her rights. She is not obligated to a legal defense, only entitled to it. I will not force her to accept representation against her will.
Then will you at least let me have a continuance so I can persuade her? Let me talk to her and explain to her what she's in for.
Objection, Your Honor. Mrs. Capwell has waived the continuance.
Indeed she has. Frankly, it's against my better judgment to continue. But the law is very specific. I have no choice.
Very well, Your Honor.
Julia, I told you I want to handle this by myself.
If you go into that preliminary hearing without counsel, you're a fool. Keita's going to chew you up and spit you out. You won't stand a chance.
Oh, I think I do. Because unlike you, I do believe in my innocence. Besides that, my husband is an attorney, so I'm not completely ignorant of the law.
And you think that's going to help you in there? Victoria, you have no one to rely on. No one that's going to help you.
Julia, ever since Mason has been gone, I have been relying on myself. You may not agree, but I think I do that rather well. Excuse me.
Get used to it, Capwell. This is the way you're gonna stay for a long, long time.
Now, Mrs. Capwell, once again, for the record, do you knowingly and willingly waive your right to be represented by legal counsel?
I do, Your Honor.
And you are also waiving your constitutional right against self-incrimination, the right which is granted to you under the Fifth Amendment?
Yes, sir, I am.
Very well. You may proceed with your questions, Mr. Timmons.
Thank you, Your Honor. Isn't it true, Mrs. Capwell, that you seduced Mr. Marshall in Los Angeles?
No.
Weren't you two lovers?
No.
Oh, really? Then how do you explain this picture?
Your Honor, this picture's not at all what it appears to
please,
be.
His Honor is not questioning you. Please direct your answers to me.
Excuse me, Mr. Timmons. What I started to say was...
Well, you know what? We're really not interested in what you were starting to say. We're interested in the truth. And the truth is, obviously, because of this photograph, that you were in love with Mr. Marshall. You loved the man you shot. As a matter of fact, you asked him to run away with you, didn't you?
Objection.
I beg your pardon?
I'm allowed to make an objection, aren't I, Your Honor?
Of course, but you must state the basis for your objection.
Well, he's making all sorts of accusations that are not true. He's putting words into my mouth. I don't feel that he should be allowed to do that, Your Honor.
His questions are argumentative, then.
Yes, that's it. They are argumentative.
Wait. Excuse me. With all due respect, Your Honor, this woman has waived counsel. She's conducting her own defense. I think she should follow legal procedures. I think she should formulate her own questions and objections without you prompting her.
Yes, very well. But her objection is sustained. Now you may proceed.
Is it true you claim to be a television actress?
I don't claim to be a television actress.
You claim to be a television actress, but isn't it also true that you have a reputation, both in Hollywood and in Santa Barbara, for having a voracious sexual appetite?
Oh, that is a lie. That is a lie. I am nothing like that.
Not according to my sources.
Your Honor, is he allowed to say this? Is he allowed to call me any name that he feels like?
Are you making a formal objection?
Frankly, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, basically, what you're doing is you're interrupting. Now, can we get back to what we were talking about here? You have conducted numerous liaisons in Hollywood as well as more recently in Santa Barbara, and you developed a reputation for being, how should we say, dangerous and jealous as well as promiscuous.
Objection, Your Honor. He can't say that about me. Objection.
You are going to have to state your grounds, Mrs. Kaplan.
I don't know what the grounds are. I don't know what it is. All this stuff is being recorded. It's slander. That's what
Your Honor, can you interrupt her? She's making a speech. She's testifying. She's not objecting.
Mr. Timmons is right, I'm afraid. You're going to have to simplify your objections and phrase them yourself. I can't prompt you.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand that, but what he is saying is not right.
That's your objection? That you don't like my questions? They're not right?
Your Honor, I feel that I have made a terrible mistake. I would like to change my mind, please. I realize now that I do need an attorney. Can we ask for a recess or something?
No. Excuse me, no. You can't do that. You waived your right to have an attorney. It means you can't.
Timmons, I'm making the rulings here, not you.
Excuse me, Your Honor. She waived the right to have an attorney. She waived the right for a continuance. She's waived everything. So I don't think that there's any reason for us not to go ahead and conduct this trial, sir. I mean, and furthermore,
So you're saying it's perfectly clear that she didn't know what she was getting herself into.
Your Honor, we both tried to warn her. I mean, she just can't decide that she wants to, like, go into the trial until she decides she doesn't like it and then have another trial.
I agree. It's a little like closing the barn door after the horse is gone. But I'm going to allow the defendant a week's continuance in order to seek proper legal counsel.
Your Honor, we should go ahead with these proceedings. It's not fair, because first of all...
Will you be quiet, please? Mrs. Capwell, do you agree to a week's continuance? And during that time, will you promise to seek adequate representation and abide by the advice that's given to you when we reconvene?
Yes, sir, I will, and thank you.
In that case, I call this in recess until 10 o'clock next Tuesday morning.
Now, I love this idea. Look at this one. This is you on a desert island, right? You're isolated, totally without female companionship, and then you put on the beast cologne, and women begin to appear everywhere in outriggers, biplanes, helicopters. They're drawn from the four corners of the earth. They want to smell that fragrance. Isn't that great?
Yeah, no, it's great, but the only thing is it's going to be the first $30 million commercial in the networks, you know?
Well, I will have to modify it a bit. That's just the general idea.
I think more than just a bit.
What do you think?
Well, the man in those pictures, he's not wearing any clothes.
Oh, sure he is. See?
I see something, but what is it?
Well, it's not a lot, but you're stranded. See, all your clothes went down with the ship, so you had to use a palm frond.
A bonsai palm by the look of it. Look, I'm not too sure about all this.
What's wrong, Jake?
Well, I mean, I don't like the idea of being on a public beach and that get up with a bunch of people rubbing makeup all over me.
Listen, it's not as bad as it looks. I mean, we will have as much privacy as you need. We'll be on a private beach, we'll have dressing rooms, anything.
Yeah, until I get in front of the camera. I don't know.
It's an easy way to make money, Jake.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing that's been bothering me. It is good money, and it is easy if you don't mind being embarrassed a lot, but I've never trusted easy money. Look, I don't think so. Thanks for thinking of me, but it's just not my style. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thanks anyway. I almost had him, but there's got to be a way for me to get him back.
Look, if the guy doesn't do it, just leave him alone.
No, I won't leave. Will you stop telling me what to do, Jeffrey?
Hey, what is this? What is all this misdirected anger? Is Cece the one you mad at? Huh? Look, what did he say to you today? I know it must have been painful, but please, just tell me.
He said that he wasn't going to give me his blessing and that he was going to cut me off entirely from the family. I feel like I may never see him again, Jeffrey. I love him so much.
I know. I know, and I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry.
Wait a minute. How are Indians supposed to know karate? That's what I want to know.
I'm a Blackfoot with a black belt.
Oh, you...
Oh, more fun here than at that stupid camp. I hated it.
It's a very expensive camp. What was wrong? Why didn't you like it?
He made everybody march around the mines all day eating bugs. One guy even found a snake in the cereal.
Don't you think you might be exaggerating just a little bit?
I hated it.
Well, I'm sorry. Afraid you're going to have to go back. They're all going to be worried about you there. Oh, we had a fun time, didn't we? Hey, I want to see a happy face. You're going on vacation. Camp is vacation, and everybody loves vacation.
But I never get to see you. Why can't I spend my vacation here with you? It's not fair.
Sweetheart, I know you're upset. I know you miss me, and I really miss you, too. And I promise I'm going to try to spend more time with you. I'll tell you what. You can stay here for a while longer. We'll make this apartment the best camp there ever was. All right.
Aw, hey, come on. Don't cry. You did pretty good in there for a rank amateur.
Keith, leave me alone.
Oh, what's the matter? Don't get mad at me. I'm just an officer at the court.
Are you done with this already? What happened in there?
Julia, things did not go well at all. You were right. I did need an attorney, but the judge was nice enough to give me a continuance, although Keith here tried to prevent it.
Oh, you should have been there, really. I mean, she made a fool of herself as well as making a mockery of the trial. You would have been proud of her. You might have offered her a junior partnership.
Shut up, Keith.
You know, she was actually spellbinding in her inability to express herself.
You know, I have heard just about enough out of you. I have been restraining myself because I've been acting as Victoria's attorney. But now I can't think of a reason in the world why I can't tell you what a miserable excuse you are for a human being. You think your wisecracks are cute? They're not. You're an ill-mannered bore, and I wouldn't be surprised if that were the extent of your talent.
Well, we've aroused the sleeping Julia.
If I were you, I'd straighten myself out, Keith, because I'm going to make sure that she finds a lawyer who will expose you for the pathetic lawyer that you are. You know that your client is a scheming liar, or you wouldn't have to resort to these kind of tactics. I am going to open you up for everybody to see.
I'm terrified.
I hope that you have enough sense to be. I can't think of anything more despicable than a prosecutor taking on a case against an innocent woman on the word of a man that he knows is guilty, especially in an attempted child-stealing case. Now, you can joke your way from here to kingdom come, but I'm going to get you this time, Keith. I'm going to make sure that you don't do this to this woman again. I am going to look and keep looking for something to nail you with, and then I'm going to hammer it home.
Dream on, you never could get anything on me.
You just keep telling yourself that. You know what? A little birdie told me that you have a lot to hide. Oh, God only knows what I've been exposed to now. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Don't apologize to me, really. I enjoyed it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it doesn't do any good because the insults, oh, yuck, just roll right off his back.
Oh, I'm not so sure. I think he takes some of them. I've known him an awful long time.
I hope he doesn't sleep for a week, at least. Look, I meant what I said about finding you an attorney. I'm going to find someone who specializes in this area. I'm going to make some phone calls. I'll be right back.
Julia?
Yeah.
I think I have the attorney I want.
Mr. Conrad, I don't have too much time, so why don't we get right down to it, hmm?
Right. I was hoping that you and I could resolve our differences.
Where are you now?
Look, I understand about your reservations because of the not proven verdict, but surely we can put that behind us now.
Then what do we do? Play touch football? Do a little fishing, perhaps?
I don't expect us to become best of friends, Cece, but we could at least be cordial for Kelly's sake.
Kelly has made it abundantly clear she doesn't care what I think about you. Why should it matter to you?
Because she does care. I mean, that's the whole thing. She can't just cut herself off from you. And I wouldn't want to be the cause of something like that happening.
Mr. Conrad, you've been the cause of other misfortune around here. Why would it bother you to come between Kelly and me now, hmm?
You know, I didn't expect this to be easy, but I sure hoped it wouldn't be this hard.
What did you expect? That you put on a jacket and a tie, you come here, you change my mind? Is that what you expected? Your mother wormed her way into this family just what you're trying to do. She virtually destroyed everything we had. Do you think I'm going to give you that same opportunity? Think again, Mr. Conrad.
What's this? What's this?
Hi.
What's that?
We're playing camp. Timber!
You want to play a game, Brandon? How about Hiawatha dies?
Sweetheart, you mustn't kick Keith or hit him with that. It at least not in the shins.
Why don't you go find Nokomis, have her tell you a story?
Who?
Get out of here! Just go!
Keith,
Build a tent in your mother's room!
Keith.
We want to talk. Mommy and I want to talk, kid.
Keith.
What's he doing here? I thought he was supposed to spend the rest of the week in Camp Rich Kid.
He ran away from camp because he missed me. I think it's very sweet.
Yeah, I'm sure for his fellow campers it's sweet. What about us?
If you'd stop being so grumpy, I'll explain things. I want him to stay here for the rest of the week.
What kind of wacky tobacco you putting in your peace pipe with him? Come on, besides the inconvenience to us, don't you think they're going to know he's missing? One of his camp followers is going to take a head count and know he's gone. They're going to call up CC, and CC will call up God, or the National Guard, or whoever else he knows, and says his grandkid is missing. Don't you think we're involved enough with kidnapping for the month?
You're right. I guess I wasn't thinking very clearly.
At least you're not certifiable yet.
Don't worry. I'll take care of everything.
No, that's when I start worrying.
Can we talk about something more pleasant? How was your day in court?
It was awful. It was exhausting. But obviously I can't relax here, so I'm going to go to Johnny's and have a long, cool one. But when I get back, make sure that midget towhead...
I told you I would take care of it, Keith. Now, why don't you just give me a hello kiss before you say goodbye?
Good. Good.
Seriously, Keith, hurry back, okay?
Oh.
And we can play Hiawatha.
Oh, bloody
yes, we can. And I can pretend that you're my Indian brave out hunting down dinner.
Good. I'll go catch something and bring it back to you.
Please don't. It's exactly what worries me every time you do go hunting.
Gee, I was just talking about deer, darling. I mean, Indian braves are never promiscuous.
You just keep that in mind. Why don't you go drink your fire water? I've got things to do.
Okay, and you try not to take any wooden Indians.
You know,
Jake,
Haley, Go ahead.
I'm sorry the interview didn't work out. Jeffrey was very nice about it.
Yeah, he's okay. I guess it wasn't very polite to either one of them. I mean, model's not for me. Palm frond.
I think you should reconsider. I think you should give it a second chance.
Are you serious?
Jake, look, I'm just thinking, for all practical purposes, if you did this, if you stuck with it and you liked it, you could put yourself through vet school. Then you could quit Johnny's, you'd have time to study, and you could put money in the bank.
Guess it would be nice to be able to go out to dinner once in a while, not have to worry about paying the check. I could take you to better places. We could go even on a trip someplace.
We could do whatever we wanted to.
Yeah, I know that you've been having kind of a tough time making those tuition payments since you split up with Ted, and I could take that burden off your back. I mean, it's a few weeks of making a fool of myself, and it's all for a worthy cause, huh?
Think again, Mr. Conrad.
You have no right bringing my mother's name
You
into this.
provoked this conversation, not I, but I shall be happy to discontinue it at any time. However, a few minutes ago, you did mention that you'd like to forget the past. Your past, of course. It's a shame we can't be more tolerant of other people.
You're right. My mother's dead, Kelly is alive, and she is my main concern. Now, you know, if you were any kind of father, her happiness would be your main concern.
Don't you dare tell me what kind of parent I am or what I should have been. I don't have to listen to any opinion of yours. The truth is, all I care about is protecting Kelly from you.
No, the truth is that your hatred for my mother has blinded you to everything that's going on around you, including Kelly's unhappiness, which you have created, man. You, not I.
Yes. Yes, this is C.C. Keppel. Brandon's my son, but he's not here. He's in camp. Why? What are you talking about? You telling me my son is missing?
Welcome home the son he rejected?
You know, I ought to know better than to try and communicate with you.
Yep. Then on Family Ties.
Do you believe in a higher power?
Nothing beyond the Federal Reserve Board.
Can Alex cope with the loss of a friend?
I was supposed to be in that car with him.
Why am I alive?
Family Ties, now on Sundays.
That is right. I'm Mr. Keppel's personal secretary. I just want you to know that Brandon is home safe. You can call up the search party, yes. Yeah, no, he was not unhappy. No, he just, he was very homesick. And he's going to be staying home with his family. Not to worry. Dankeschön. There we go. That's the hard part. Now, we're going to talk to Dad. And I want you to remember. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay. Don't forget the cue cards.
You sound funny with that accent.
Isn't it lucky I took a Swedish massage in night school? I'm telling you, education is very important. Here goes. Is Mr. Capwell in? Yes, we have some very good news about his son, Brandon. Yes, my name is Pia Ola. I'm calling from Camp Happy Wonder. Yes, I'll wait. They're getting him now.
Hello, this is C.C. Capwell. You have any news about my son? I was just organizing my own search.
Oh, no, you see, actually, we have him right here. Everything is going to be all right. He's back at camp now, safe and sound.
Back? God, where was he?
He wandered off after a butterfly and got lost.
Was he all right?
Oh, yes, sir. He's right here. He's very anxious to talk to you. I'll put him on. Putting everybody on.
Dad? Hi.
Brandon, do you realize what a scare you gave us?
I'm sorry, Dad. I just got to learn a lot.
Well, as long as you're all right now.
I love camp, Dad. It's the greatest. It taught me to make my bed with... Army corners. I wish I could stay all summer.
Well, I think another week is plenty. You have a good time and you don't go wandering off again, all right?
No, sir. I won't.
All right, I'll see you when I get home. I love you.
I love you, too. Bye. You got it.
Fabulous. Welcome to Camp Gina Wanamula.
Julia, I don't know how to thank you, and I still can't believe the way you told Keith off.
Yeah, well, he had it coming in spades.
Well, you know, you convinced me that you're on my side, and I appreciate it.
Victoria, everybody needs help now and then. Even the most independent of us.
Well, you know, I was really starting to get a little bit paranoid. I thought everybody was against me. I feel stupid. I feel really embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Just forget about it.
I also realized how much I need your legal expertise and your moral support. It probably sounds funny coming from me now, but would you consider just...
You know that I will be very happy to represent you again. But do me a favor, give yourself a break. hard to be alone. I know from experience.
Well, look at you. Where have you been all dressed up like that? And keeping me waiting, too.
I want to see your father. We had a talk.
About us?
Uh-huh.
Well, that was very brave of you. How did it go?
I didn't accomplish a bloody thing. I probably never even had any business trying.
Well, that's all right, honey. Sweet of you to do it.
You know, I hoped that I could smooth things over, but the man, he wouldn't even listen to me. He just wouldn't listen.
I know. I know how difficult he is.
Yeah. Well, I'd go through anything to make you happy. That's all I care about, baby.
Well, thank you. Just that it means a lot to me to have my family there when I get married. I want Daddy there, and Mother. It's real important to me, Jeffrey.
I know, and we will. We will work it out somehow, baby. I promise you that. But at least for now, we have each other, huh? And we will have a wonderful life. I promise you. Because I'll make sure that it's filled with all the laughter and happiness that you could ever imagine.
We have to be happy, Jeffrey. We really do.
I'm Tom Brokaw. In today's complicated world, you need good reasons to make the best choice for the news you watch. At NBC Nightly News, we believe you should get the facts easily. We think you deserve to understand the day's events clearly. We have to earn your confidence by examining the issues fairly. That's why at NBC Nightly News, we cover the world with you in mind.